Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the opinions of others? Do you often find yourself questioning your own decisions because of what others think? Why do we give our power away so easily? Imagine this. You're at a restaurant, trying to decide what to eat. You have a craving for a spicy dish, but your friend insists on something milder. You cave in, and suddenly, your meal doesn't feel like your choice at all. It's a small moment, but it reflects a larger truth about how we often let others dictate our lives. Welcome to Wisdom Woven. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that affects us all: the power we unknowingly relinquish to others. The goal of this video is not just to point out the issue, but to empower you with insights from Buddhism that can transform your life. Throughout this video, we will explore practical strategies to reclaim your personal power and live authentically. But before we embark on this journey, let's address an important note. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more valuable content that can make a real difference in your life. As we move forward, we'll uncover the principles of Buddhism that teach us about personal power and how to nurture it. This isn't just a philosophical discussion. It's about tangible steps you can take to stop giving your power away and start living a life true to yourself. So, stay with us as we unravel the wisdom that can set you free. The concept of personal power in Buddhism. In the vast teachings of Buddhism, the concept of personal power is deeply intertwined with understanding oneself and the nature of reality. At its core, personal power isn't about dominance or control over others. It's about mastering your own mind and emotions. This journey begins with self-awareness, a fundamental practice in Buddhism. When you become aware of your thoughts, feelings, and reactions, you start to recognize where you might be giving your power away. Buddhism teaches us that much of our suffering stems from attachments to people, outcomes, and even our own identities. For instance, consider a situation where you feel pressured to conform to societal expectations. You may want to pursue a creative career, but the fear of judgment from family or friends can lead you to choose a more conventional path. In doing so, you hand over your power to others, allowing their opinions to shape your decisions. This is a common experience, but it doesn't have to be your reality. To reclaim your power, start by examining your attachments. Ask yourself, what beliefs or expectations am I holding on to that are not serving me? Often, we cling to the idea of what success looks like, based on societal standards, rather than what truly resonates with our inner selves. By releasing these attachments, we can take the first step toward empowerment. Buddhism encourages letting go of these limiting beliefs to find your true self. Another essential aspect of personal power in Buddhism is understanding impermanence. Everything around us is constantly changing, and this includes our thoughts and emotions. When you recognize that your feelings of inadequacy or fear are temporary, you begin to see that they do not define you. This awareness allows you to detach from negative emotions, preventing them from controlling your actions and decisions. The more you embrace impermanence, the more you empower yourself to make choices that align with your authentic self. Meditation plays a crucial role in cultivating personal power. Through meditation, we learn to observe our thoughts without judgment. This practice creates space between you and your thoughts, enabling you to respond rather than react. Imagine sitting in silence, noticing how your mind races with worries or doubts. Instead of letting these thoughts dictate your feelings, you learn to acknowledge them and then let them pass. This skill can be transformative. It shifts your relationship with your inner dialogue and allows you to reclaim your emotional strength. Buddhism also emphasizes compassion, particularly self-compassion. Many of us are our own harshest critics. When you make a mistake or feel inadequate, it's easy to internalize those feelings. However, self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. Instead of berating yourself for a perceived failure, recognize that everyone makes mistakes. By embracing self-compassion, you empower yourself to move forward without the heavy burden of guilt or shame. Another important lesson from Buddhism is the idea of non-attachment to outcomes. We often set goals with a rigid view of what success should look like. When we become overly attached to specific outcomes, we can lose sight of the journey and the learning that occurs along the way. For example, If you aim to get a promotion at work and become fixated on that outcome, any deviation from that path can feel like a failure. Instead, focus on the effort you put in and the growth you experience. This shift in mindset allows you to appreciate the process and reclaim your sense of power, regardless of the result. Cultivating gratitude is also a powerful way to enhance personal power. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you shift your perspective. Gratitude reminds us of the abundance in our lives, which can help counter feelings of inadequacy or jealousy. By practicing gratitude regularly, you reinforce a positive mindset that empowers you to take charge of your choices and your life. The concept of interconnectedness in Buddhism also teaches us that while we are individual beings, we are part of a larger whole. Recognizing this interconnectedness can be empowering. When you understand that your actions impact others, you begin to see the power you hold in your choices. This awareness encourages you to act with intention and mindfulness, recognizing that your personal power can contribute to the well-being of those around you. As we delve deeper into the teachings of Buddhism, it's important to remember that personal power is not a destination but a continuous journey. Each moment offers an opportunity to reflect, learn, and grow. By embracing self-awareness, letting go of attachments, practicing self-compassion, and cultivating gratitude, you can reclaim your personal power. This journey requires patience and practice, but the rewards are profound. In the next part, we will explore how to recognize when you're giving away your power, a crucial step in reclaiming it. As we move forward, remember that the teachings of Buddhism are tools to help you navigate life's challenges, empowering you to live authentically and fully. Embrace this journey and let it guide you toward a more empowered self. Recognizing when you're giving away your power. In our daily lives, it can be challenging to notice when we're giving away our power. Often, it happens so subtly that we don't even realize it until we feel drained or confused. Recognizing these moments is the first step toward reclaiming our personal strength. So, how can we identify when we're relinquishing our power to others? Think about the last time someone asked for your opinion. Did you share what you truly felt, or did you modify your response to fit what you thought they wanted to hear? This is a common scenario where we might sacrifice our voice to keep the peace or seek approval. When we do this repeatedly, we lose sight of our own needs and desires. Another way we give away our power is through fear. Fear of judgment, rejection, or failure. Imagine you're at work and have a great idea for a project. However, you hold back because you worry it might not be well received. In this moment, you're allowing your fear of others' opinions to silence your creativity. Fear can be a powerful force that diminishes our sense of self. Buddhism teaches us to be mindful of these patterns. Mindfulness encourages us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. When we practice mindfulness, we start to notice the triggers that lead us to give away our power. This awareness is liberating. It helps us understand that we have a choice in every situation. Let's take a moment to reflect. Think about a recent situation where you felt overwhelmed or anxious. What happened? Did you feel pressured to conform to someone else's expectations? By recognizing these moments, you begin to see the dynamics at play. The more you reflect, the more you empower yourself to make different choices in the future. One common area where people give away their power is in relationships. Whether with friends, family, or romantic partners, many of us have a tendency to prioritize others' needs over our own. It's easy to fall into the trap of trying to keep everyone happy, but at what cost? When we constantly put others first, we may feel resentment or frustration building up inside us. Buddhist philosophy emphasizes the importance of self-compassion. This means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend. When you practice self-compassion, you begin to realize that your feelings and needs are just as important as those of others. By honoring your own needs, you reclaim your power and create healthier relationships. Another factor that contributes to giving away our power is the influence of social media. In today's digital age, it's easy to get caught up in the comparison game. We see curated images of other people's lives and start to believe we should be living a certain way. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy and pressure to conform to societal standards. To counteract this, it's essential to cultivate a strong sense of self. Ask yourself, what do I truly value? What brings me joy? These questions can help you reconnect with your authentic self. When you know what you stand for, it becomes easier to resist external pressures and maintain your personal power. In Buddhist practice, we learn about the concept of no self or anatta. This doesn't mean that we don't exist. Rather, it emphasizes the idea that our identities are shaped by our experiences and relationships. Understanding this can be freeing. It allows us to see that we are not defined by the opinions of others. We can shape our identities through our choices, values, and beliefs. As you work on recognizing when you give away your power, it's also important to practice setting boundaries. Boundaries are essential for maintaining your energy and focus. When someone makes a request that doesn't align with your values or feels overwhelming, it's okay to say no. By doing so, you assert your right to prioritize your own needs. Learning to say no is a skill that takes practice. Start small. If a friend asks you to attend an event that doesn't excite you, consider politely declining. Each time you assert your boundaries, you strengthen your sense of self and your ability to reclaim your power. In summary, recognizing when you're giving away your power involves self-reflection and mindfulness. By becoming aware of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, you can identify the moments when you sacrifice your needs for others. It's about taking responsibility for your choices and understanding that you have the ability to change the narrative. Remember, your voice matters, and your power is yours to reclaim. By doing so, you'll not only empower yourself but also inspire those around you to do the same. The role of mindfulness in reclaiming power. In our busy lives, it's easy to get caught up in the noise around us. We're constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and expectations from others. This chaos can make us forget who we truly are and what we really want. Mindfulness, a core practice in Buddhism, offers a path back to our true selves. It's about being present, aware, and connected to our inner thoughts and feelings. When we practice mindfulness, we begin to see how often we hand our power to others without even realizing it. Imagine you're sitting in a park, watching the leaves flutter in the breeze. For a moment, you let go of your worries. This simple act of being present helps clear your mind. You start to notice your thoughts more clearly, your desires, your fears, and your preferences. This clarity is the first step in reclaiming your power. By observing your thoughts without judgment, you can distinguish between what is truly yours and what has been influenced by others. Mindfulness encourages us to pause before reacting. When someone gives you their opinion or makes a suggestion, take a moment to breathe. Ask yourself, is this what I truly want? This pause can help you reconnect with your inner voice. Instead of immediately agreeing to a plan or decision that doesn't resonate with you, you create space to assert your needs. One effective mindfulness practice is meditation. When you meditate, you cultivate a stillness within. This stillness allows you to hear your inner voice more clearly. Start with just a few minutes a day. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Let go of the thoughts swirling in your mind. As you breathe in and out, remind yourself of your intentions. What do you want? What do you need? Over time, this practice will help you build confidence in your own decisions, making it easier to say no when others try to sway you. Another important aspect of mindfulness is self-compassion. Sometimes, we're harsh on ourselves for feeling overwhelmed or for allowing others to influence us. But remember, it's a human experience. We all struggle with this at times. By treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, we create a safe space to explore our feelings. This self-compassion fuels our inner strength and helps us reclaim our power from external sources. When you practice mindfulness, you also become more aware of your emotions. Often, our feelings can guide us in understanding when our power is at risk. For instance, if you feel anxious or uncomfortable after a conversation, it might be a sign that you've compromised your values. Recognizing these feelings can be a powerful tool. You can choose to respond differently next time, asserting your preferences instead of bending to the pressure of others. Mindfulness also teaches us about impermanence. In Buddhism, everything is transient, including our emotions and situations. This understanding helps us realize that no matter how pressing someone's opinion may feel in the moment, it doesn't define us. When you acknowledge the temporary nature of these influences, it becomes easier to let go of the need for approval from others. Additionally, connecting with nature can enhance your mindfulness practice. Take a walk, feel the ground beneath your feet, and observe the world around you. This connection to nature brings a sense of peace and grounding. It reminds you of your place in the universe and helps you reconnect with your own desires and feelings. Nature has a way of reflecting our inner state, allowing us to see our thoughts and feelings more clearly. Journaling is another powerful tool to complement your mindfulness practice. Writing down your thoughts can provide clarity and insight. After a day filled with interactions, take a few minutes to reflect. What made you feel powerful? When did you feel like you were giving your power away? This reflection helps you recognize patterns and become more aware of how you engage with the world. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine can be transformative. Whether you practice through meditation, nature walks, or journaling, the goal is to create moments of awareness in your life. As you develop this habit, you will start to notice how often you give your power away. With this awareness, you can begin to reclaim it. As you cultivate mindfulness, remember that it's a journey, not a destination. Each day presents new opportunities to connect with yourself. Some days will be easier than others, and that's okay. What's important is your commitment to being present and aware. Over time, you will find that reclaiming your power becomes more natural and instinctual. By embracing mindfulness, you unlock the ability to live authentically. You become less swayed by the opinions of others and more in tune with your own desires. This shift allows you to make choices that reflect your true self, leading to a more fulfilling life. You'll find yourself more capable of saying yes to what resonates with you and no to what doesn't. In conclusion, mindfulness is a powerful ally in the journey to reclaim your personal power. It helps you become aware of your thoughts and feelings, empowering you to make choices that align with your true self. As you cultivate this practice, remember that every moment of awareness is a step toward greater authenticity and strength. Embrace the journey and let mindfulness guide you home to yourself. Overcoming external influences, breaking free from expectations. In life, we often find ourselves caught in a web of expectations, those imposed by family, friends, society, and even ourselves. It's as if we're wearing invisible chains that dictate how we should think, act, and feel. But what if I told you that these chains can be broken? What if you could step into your own light, free from the shadows of external influences? Let's start by reflecting on a common scenario. Imagine you're at a family gathering and everyone is discussing their career paths. You've always had a passion for art, but the pressure to follow a more conventional route weighs heavily on you. Instead of sharing your dreams, you nod along with the conversation, feeling your own aspirations dim. This is an all-too common experience, where the expectations of others stifle our true selves. In Buddhism, the concept of attachment plays a crucial role in understanding this dynamic. We often attach ourselves to the expectations of others, believing that their approval will bring us happiness. However, this attachment only leads to suffering. When we prioritize others' opinions over our own desires, we lose touch with who we are. We become like leaves caught in the wind, swaying with every gust, unsure of where we're headed. So, how do we break free from these influences? The first step is awareness. Start noticing when you're allowing others to dictate your choices. Is it a friend's opinion that sways your decision on what to wear? Is it a parent's expectation that shapes your career path? Acknowledging these moments is the first step toward liberation. Once you recognize these influences, it's time to practice mindfulness. This doesn't mean shutting out the world. Rather, it means being present with your thoughts and feelings. When faced with a choice, take a moment to pause and breathe. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? This simple practice can help you tune in to your own desires rather than getting lost in the noise around you. Another powerful tool is the practice of letting go. This may sound daunting, but it's about gradually releasing the need for approval from others. Start small. If you have a decision to make, take a moment to visualize the outcome. Imagine how you would feel if you followed your own path, regardless of what others might think. Feel that sense of freedom and clarity. This visualization can be a powerful motivator to trust yourself. Additionally, surrounding yourself with supportive people can help you reclaim your power. Seek out those who encourage you to be your true self, rather than those who impose their expectations on you. Positive influences can act as a mirror, reflecting your potential back to you. They remind you that it's okay to pursue your passions, even if they differ from what others expect. It's also essential to cultivate self-compassion. Understand that it's okay to make choices that might not align with societal norms. Recognize that everyone has their own journey, and it's perfectly valid to follow yours. Embrace the idea that your worth isn't tied to others' opinions. Rather, it comes from being authentic and true to yourself. As you embark on this journey, remember that breaking free from external influences is a gradual process. It's not about rejecting everyone's opinions outright, but about finding a balance. You can listen to others without allowing their views to dictate your life. This is where true empowerment lies, understanding that your voice matters most. In Buddhism, the path to enlightenment involves a deep understanding of oneself. As you begin to shed the expectations of others, you'll find a clearer path to your own truth. This clarity brings with it a sense of peace and fulfillment that external approval can never provide. As you cultivate this awareness, you'll likely encounter challenges along the way. There may be moments of doubt, where the voices of others seem louder than your own. During these times, return to your breath, ground yourself in the present moment, and remind yourself of the power that lies within you. You are the author of your own story, and it's time to write it authentically. Finally, remember that this journey is uniquely yours. Everyone's path is different, and there's no right or wrong way to navigate it. Celebrate your individuality and honor your choices. Embrace the discomfort that may come from stepping away from societal norms, for it is within this discomfort that true growth occurs. Breaking free from external influences is about reclaiming your power and living a life that resonates with your true self. With each step you take toward authenticity, you are not only honoring yourself but also inspiring others to do the same. So, take a deep breath, trust yourself, and remember, the only expectations you need to fulfill are your own. The danger of attachment and surrendering power. In our daily lives, attachment often sneaks in quietly, influencing our choices and relationships without us even realizing it. Think about it. How many times have you felt compelled to please others or hold on to things that no longer serve you? This attachment can manifest in various ways, from material possessions to emotional ties, and it can lead to a profound loss of personal power. Let's start with the idea of attachment to material things. Many people believe that happiness comes from what they own. They chase after the latest phone, the trendiest clothes, or a bigger house, thinking these possessions will fill a void. But what happens when the novelty wears off? The thrill fades, and you're left wanting more. This cycle keeps you trapped in a constant state of longing. You give your power away to these possessions, believing they define your worth. Now, consider the attachment to relationships. It's common to invest so much of ourselves in others that we lose sight of who we are. When we rely heavily on others for validation or happiness, we place our power in their hands. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy if the relationship changes or ends. You may find yourself saying, "I can't live without them," or "I need their approval." In reality, true fulfillment comes from within, not from external sources. Buddhism teaches us about the concept of non-attachment, which does not mean we should stop caring about people or things. Instead, it encourages us to cultivate a healthy relationship with our attachments. Imagine holding a flower in your hand. You can admire its beauty without clinging to it. You appreciate it for what it is, but you know that its presence is temporary. This perspective helps you enjoy life without becoming overly attached. Let's explore how attachment can also manifest in our beliefs. Many people hold on to fixed ideas about themselves and the world around them. For instance, you might believe you're not good enough to pursue your dreams, or that failure is something to fear. These beliefs can create a mental cage, limiting your potential. When you realize these thoughts are merely attachments to old patterns, you can start to break free. Questioning your beliefs allows you to redefine what's possible in your life. Another aspect of attachment is the fear of change. Change is an inevitable part of life, yet many resist it because it feels uncomfortable. This resistance often stems from the attachments we've formed. Whether it's a job you've outgrown, a relationship that no longer serves you, or a familiar routine, holding on can drain your energy and diminish your sense of self. Embracing change, on the other hand, can be liberating. It's a chance to shed the old and make space for new possibilities. Let's also consider the role of ego in attachment. The ego often clings to a sense of identity based on what we have or how we're perceived by others. This can lead to a constant need for validation and comparison. When you identify too strongly with your ego, you give away your power to others' opinions. What will they think? Becomes a guiding question, overshadowing your true desires. Recognizing that your worth is inherent, regardless of external validation, is a powerful step toward reclaiming your personal power. In the Buddhist tradition, mindfulness plays a crucial role in recognizing and understanding attachment. By being present in the moment, you can observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This awareness allows you to see where you might be holding on too tightly. For instance, during a meditation session, if you notice thoughts about your job or relationships pulling at you, acknowledge them without attachment. You can let them drift away like clouds in the sky, creating space for peace and clarity. As you begin to practice mindfulness, you'll notice a shift in your perspective. You'll start to realize that you have the power to choose what serves you and what doesn't. This awareness enables you to detach from what doesn't align with your true self. Imagine feeling lighter and more empowered, as if a weight has been lifted from your shoulders. That's the beauty of recognizing and releasing attachments. In this journey, it's also important to practice self-compassion. Many of us are hard on ourselves for having attachments in the first place. It's human to want connection, security, and comfort. Instead of criticizing yourself, acknowledge your feelings. Understand that it's okay to feel attached. What matters is how you respond. Treat yourself with kindness as you learn to navigate these complex emotions. Finally, let's discuss how to cultivate non-attachment in a practical sense. Start by identifying areas in your life where you feel overly attached. Is it a particular relationship, a job, or perhaps certain possessions? Once you've pinpointed these attachments, reflect on what they mean to you. Ask yourself, why am I holding on to this? What would happen if I let it go? This reflection can open your eyes to the reality of your situation. As you work through these attachments, set small, achievable goals for yourself. For example, if you feel attached to a specific item, consider donating or giving it away. This act can be both freeing and empowering. Similarly, in relationships, practice setting boundaries. Learn to say no without guilt, prioritizing your own needs. These small steps will help you reclaim your power gradually. In conclusion, recognizing the danger of attachment is a crucial part of reclaiming your personal power. By understanding how attachment affects your choices and sense of self, you can begin to cultivate a more empowered and authentic life. Remember, it's not about abandoning what you love. It's about loving without clinging. As you navigate this journey, you'll find that true strength comes from within, allowing you to live fully and authentically. Practicing detachment, cultivating inner strength. Detachment might sound like a heavy word, but it's really about understanding how to let go without losing ourselves. In our daily lives, we often cling to people, possessions, and even our own identities. This attachment can create a sense of dependency that drains our energy and clouds our judgment. But what if I told you that true strength comes from the ability to let go? Imagine holding a beautiful, delicate flower. The more tightly you grip it, the more likely it is to break. If you hold it gently, appreciating its beauty without forcing it to stay, you can enjoy it longer. This simple act teaches us a profound lesson. When we detach, we create space for appreciation and freedom. In Buddhism, detachment is not about indifference or not caring. It's about recognizing that our happiness doesn't depend on external factors. We often tie our self-worth to our jobs, relationships, or material possessions. When we lose these things, we feel lost ourselves. By practicing detachment, we begin to see that our true worth comes from within. Let's explore how to cultivate this inner strength. First, mindfulness plays a crucial role. By being present in the moment, we can observe our thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them. When you feel an urge to cling to something or someone, take a moment to breathe. Notice the sensation in your body. Is there tension? Relax into that feeling. Recognize that it's okay to feel attached, but it doesn't have to control you. Another effective way to practice detachment is through gratitude. When we focus on what we have rather than what we lack, we shift our mindset. Try starting a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you appreciate about your life. This simple act can help you see that you are already whole and fulfilled, making it easier to let go of unhealthy attachments. Let's consider relationships. We all want to connect with others, but sometimes we hold on too tightly. This can lead to codependency, where our happiness hinges on someone else. Practice the art of allowing others to be themselves, free from your expectations. This doesn't mean you care any less. It means you value their individuality as much as your own. In your personal life, set healthy boundaries. This can be challenging but essential for maintaining your sense of self. When you express your needs and limits, you create a space where both you and others can thrive. You're not just protecting yourself, you're encouraging mutual respect. It's also important to embrace change. Life is a constant flow of experiences, and holding on to the past can hinder our growth. Instead of resisting change, welcome it. Each change brings new lessons and opportunities for growth. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you make room for new possibilities. Remember, detachment is a practice, not a destination. It takes time and patience. As you embark on this journey, be gentle with yourself. Acknowledge your progress and celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Consider the teachings of the Buddha, who emphasized the importance of understanding suffering and its roots. Attachment is one of the primary causes of suffering. By practicing detachment, we can begin to alleviate that suffering, not only for ourselves but also for those around us. When you detach from outcomes, you free yourself from disappointment. This doesn't mean you stop caring about your goals. It means you engage with them wholeheartedly while remaining open to whatever may come. Trust that life will unfold as it should, and that your path is unique to you. As you deepen your understanding of detachment, you'll find that you become more resilient. Challenges that once felt overwhelming will seem manageable. You'll approach life with a sense of curiosity rather than fear. This shift in perspective allows you to embrace life's ups and downs, knowing that they are all part of your journey. Practicing detachment also enhances your capacity for compassion. When you're not overly attached to your own desires, you can see the world through a broader lens. You'll find it easier to empathize with others, to offer support without strings attached. This creates a ripple effect of positivity in your relationships. In conclusion, cultivating inner strength through detachment is a transformative practice. It frees you from the constraints of unhealthy attachments and empowers you to live authentically. As you continue to explore this journey, remember that you are not alone. Every step you take toward detachment is a step toward greater freedom and joy. Embrace it and watch your life unfold in ways you never thought possible. Empowerment through compassion and self-awareness. In the journey of reclaiming our power, one of the most profound tools we have is compassion. It may sound simple, but compassion is a gateway to empowerment. When we practice compassion, not just towards others, but also towards ourselves, we begin to shift our perspective. Think about a time when you were hard on yourself. Maybe you made a mistake at work, or you felt like you weren't good enough in a relationship. In these moments, we often give our power away to our inner critic. This voice tells us we are unworthy, that we should be better, stronger, or smarter. But what if, instead of listening to that voice, we approached ourselves with compassion? What if we recognized that everyone makes mistakes, and that those moments do not define us? When we cultivate self-compassion, we create a safe space for ourselves. In Buddhism, this practice is known as metta, or loving kindness. Metta encourages us to wish well for ourselves and others. It helps us understand that everyone, including ourselves, is a work in progress. By embracing our imperfections, we reclaim our power and begin to live more authentically. Now, let's consider the impact of compassion on our relationships. When we practice compassion for others, we start to recognize their struggles and challenges. This doesn't mean we have to fix their problems. Rather, it's about being present for them. When we approach others with kindness and understanding, we empower not only ourselves but also those around us. We create an environment where people feel safe to express themselves, leading to more genuine connections. Think about a time when someone showed you compassion. How did it make you feel? Did it empower you to be more open, to share your thoughts without fear of judgment? This is the essence of compassion. It builds bridges and fosters trust. Self-awareness plays a crucial role in this process. To be compassionate, we first need to understand ourselves. What are our triggers? What makes us feel vulnerable? When we become aware of our emotions and reactions, we gain insight into why we might give our power away. For instance, if we realize that we often seek validation from others, we can take steps to shift that pattern. Instead of relying on external approval, we can affirm our worth from within. Journaling can be a powerful practice for enhancing self-awareness. By writing down our thoughts and feelings, we create a space for reflection. We can ask ourselves questions like, "Why did I feel this way?" Or, "What could I have done differently?" This practice not only helps us process our emotions, but also empowers us to take control of our narrative. As we develop self-awareness and compassion, we begin to set healthier boundaries. This is essential for reclaiming our power. Boundaries help us define what is acceptable and what is not. When we establish boundaries, we communicate our needs and preferences clearly. This not only protects our energy, but also shows others that we value ourselves. Let's imagine a scenario. You're in a meeting where your ideas are being overlooked. Instead of staying silent and feeling powerless, compassion and self-awareness empower you to speak up. You can express your thoughts with confidence, knowing that your voice matters. This shift creates a ripple effect, encouraging others to share their ideas as well. It's important to remember that empowerment doesn't mean shutting others down or overpowering them. True empowerment is about lifting ourselves and others. When we approach our interactions with compassion, we create a community where everyone feels valued. In Buddhism, there's a concept called interconnectedness. This teaches us that we are all linked in a vast web of life. When we help others, we help ourselves. When we empower ourselves, we empower those around us. This understanding fuels our compassion and motivates us to act kindly. Engaging in acts of kindness can be a powerful way to cultivate compassion. Whether it's volunteering, helping a friend in need, or simply offering a smile to a stranger, these actions not only uplift others but also enrich our own lives. They remind us of our shared humanity and reinforce the idea that we are all in this together. As we wrap up this part, let's take a moment to reflect on our journey so far. Remember, empowerment through compassion and self-awareness is a continuous practice. It's about making small, conscious choices each day that align with our true selves. Each time you show compassion, whether to yourself or others, you are reclaiming a piece of your power. Empowerment is not a destination, it's a journey. By nurturing compassion and self-awareness, we pave the way for a life that is not only authentic but also filled with meaning. So, as you move forward, carry this practice with you. Let it be a guiding light on your path to reclaiming your power and living fully empowered. Buddhist teachings on self-reliance and responsibility. In the teachings of Buddhism, self-reliance is a powerful concept. It encourages us to recognize that we are the architects of our own lives. The Buddha taught that true liberation comes from within, not from external sources. This means we have the ability and responsibility to shape our own destinies. Think about your daily decisions. How often do you rely on others for validation or direction? When we give away our power, we also give away our ability to make choices that resonate with our true selves. Self-reliance is about trusting your instincts and values. It's about listening to your inner voice instead of constantly seeking approval from those around you. Buddhism teaches that we are responsible for our thoughts, actions, and the consequences that follow. Each choice we make sends ripples through our lives. When we embrace self-reliance, we begin to see that our happiness is in our hands. This idea is beautifully illustrated in the Buddhist concept of karma. Every action we take creates karma, which shapes our future experiences. By being mindful of our choices and taking responsibility for them, we can influence our own paths positively. To cultivate self-reliance, start with mindfulness. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings. When making decisions, ask yourself if you're acting out of your own desires or merely responding to external pressures. Mindfulness helps you become aware of the influences around you, allowing you to choose whether to accept or reject them. Another essential aspect of self-reliance is recognizing your strengths and weaknesses. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your unique qualities. Embrace what makes you, you. This self-awareness not only boosts confidence, but also helps you make informed decisions aligned with your values. Buddhism also emphasizes the importance of compassion, not just for others, but for yourself as well. Be kind to yourself when you make mistakes. Understand that learning and growth are part of the journey. When you practice self-compassion, you free yourself from the burden of unrealistic expectations, allowing you to take responsibility without self-judgment. A powerful story from Buddhist teachings illustrates this point. There was once a young monk who sought wisdom from a great master. He asked, "Master, how can I achieve enlightenment?" The master replied, "Stop seeking it outside yourself. Look within." This simple exchange underscores the essence of self-reliance. Enlightenment is not something bestowed upon us by others. It is discovered through our own inner journey. As you navigate life, remember that you are not alone. While it's essential to be self-reliant, seeking guidance from others can be valuable too. The key is to use external input as a tool rather than a crutch. Listen to advice, but always filter it through your own understanding. Trust your judgment and take responsibility for your choices. Practicing self-reliance also means accepting the outcomes of your decisions. This is where accountability comes in. If a choice leads to unexpected results, reflect on what you can learn from the experience. Every outcome is an opportunity for growth. Embrace challenges as teachers. They guide you toward deeper understanding. In Buddhism, the middle way teaches us to find balance. While being self-reliant, it's crucial not to fall into extremes. Avoid isolating yourself completely or relying solely on others. Instead, build a community of support where you can share experiences and insights. A balanced approach allows you to remain empowered while also embracing the wisdom of those around you. Cultivating self-reliance is a lifelong journey. Start small. Identify areas in your life where you often seek external validation. Challenge yourself to make decisions based on your values instead. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Each step you take strengthens your sense of self and reinforces the understanding that you hold the keys to your happiness. Finally, practice gratitude. Recognize the role you play in your own life. Appreciate your strengths, your resilience, and your ability to learn from mistakes. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, fostering a sense of empowerment and abundance. In essence, Buddhist teachings on self-reliance remind us that we are capable of great things. By taking responsibility for our lives and trusting in our abilities, we can create a meaningful and fulfilling existence. Embrace your journey with confidence, knowing that the power to shape your destiny lies within you. Transforming adversity into power. In life, we all face challenges. It's part of being human. But what if I told you that these challenges, these hardships, can be your greatest source of strength? In Buddhism, there's a powerful teaching that encourages us to view adversity not as a burden, but as an opportunity for growth. Think of a seed. When it's planted in the ground, it faces darkness, pressure, and the struggle to break through the soil. Yet, it's this very struggle that allows it to grow into a strong and beautiful plant. Just like that seed, our difficulties can shape us into who we are meant to be. When we encounter adversity, it often feels overwhelming. We might want to retreat, to hide, or to blame the world for our problems. But Buddhism teaches us that embracing these challenges is crucial. Instead of running away, we should lean in. Ask yourself, what is this experience trying to teach me? How can I learn from this moment? By shifting our perspective, we transform adversity into a stepping stone. For example, consider the story of the Buddha himself. Before he became enlightened, he faced great suffering. He encountered illness, aging, and death, universal truths that shook him to his core. Instead of allowing this suffering to defeat him, he used it as motivation to seek understanding. His journey through adversity led him to profound wisdom, which he later shared with the world. Similarly, you can look at your own life. When you face difficulties, remember that they can lead you to a deeper understanding of yourself and your path. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim, recognize the power you have to choose your response. This choice can ignite a fire within you, one that fuels your growth and resilience. Adversity can also teach us empathy. When we go through tough times, we become more compassionate toward others who are struggling. We understand their pain because we have experienced our own. This connection is powerful. It reminds us that we are not alone in our suffering. Instead of isolating ourselves, we can come together, support one another, and transform our shared experiences into collective strength. In Buddhism, there's a concept known as skillful means. This means using the tools available to us wisely, adapting to our circumstances, and finding the best way forward. When adversity strikes, ask yourself what skillful means you can employ. How can you adapt your mindset, your actions, or your relationships to turn this challenge into an opportunity? Consider mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness during tough times can be incredibly beneficial. Instead of getting lost in negative thoughts, focus on the present moment. Take deep breaths. Observe your feelings without judgment. This practice helps you create space between the challenge and your response, allowing you to act with intention rather than react out of fear. Another vital aspect of transforming adversity into power is letting go of attachment to outcomes. Often, we get caught up in how we want things to be. When reality doesn't match our expectations, we feel disappointed and powerless. Buddhism teaches us that attachment is the root of suffering. By letting go of our need for specific outcomes, we open ourselves up to possibilities we never considered. Imagine you're facing a job loss. It's painful, and it's natural to feel fear and uncertainty about the future. But instead of fixating on the loss, consider the opportunities that lie ahead. Perhaps this is the moment to explore a new career path or pursue a passion you've neglected. Embrace the uncertainty and let it guide you to new horizons. It's also essential to cultivate a support system during tough times. Surround yourself with people who uplift you and believe in your potential. Share your struggles with them and allow their encouragement to bolster your strength. Community can be a powerful force in transforming adversity into empowerment. As you reflect on your experiences, take time to journal. Writing down your thoughts can clarify your feelings and help you see the lessons hidden within your struggles. It's a way of processing what you're going through and acknowledging your growth. Lastly, remember that transformation takes time. Be patient with yourself. Just as a plant doesn't bloom overnight, your journey through adversity requires nurturing and care. Celebrate small victories along the way. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a testament to your resilience. By embracing adversity and transforming it into power, you cultivate a sense of inner strength that no one can take away. You learn to trust yourself and your journey, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. So, the next time you face difficulty, remember the seed in the soil. Lean into the struggle and let it propel you toward becoming the best version of yourself. The power of present moment awareness. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get lost in the chaos. We often find ourselves worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. But the truth is, the only moment we truly have is now. This is where our power lies, right in the present. In Buddhism, mindfulness is a core teaching that emphasizes being fully aware of the current moment. When we practice mindfulness, we tap into a profound source of strength and clarity. Imagine standing in a beautiful garden, surrounded by blooming flowers and the gentle sound of a stream. If you're truly present, you can feel the warmth of the sun, hear the birds singing, and see the vibrant colors around you. This experience is a reminder that life is happening right now. Yet, if your mind is elsewhere, perhaps replaying a conversation from yesterday or fretting about tomorrow's tasks, you miss all of this beauty. You give your attention away, and with it, you give away your power. Being present allows us to make conscious choices rather than reactive ones. Think about a moment when you were overwhelmed with anger or frustration. Often, this is a response to a situation we haven't fully processed. But when we pause and take a breath, we can ground ourselves in the present moment. This space gives us the clarity to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. It's in these moments that we reclaim our power. Buddhism teaches us to cultivate awareness through practices like meditation. Meditation helps us observe our thoughts without judgment, allowing us to see them for what they are, just thoughts. When we realize that thoughts don't define us, we start to break free from the grip of external influences. We become less susceptible to the pressures that lead us to give our power away. Instead, we can stand firm in our truth. Another aspect of present moment awareness is acceptance. Life is full of uncertainties, and often we resist what is happening around us. We want things to go our way or to match our expectations. However, when we practice acceptance, we acknowledge reality without resistance. This doesn't mean we stop striving for improvement. It means we recognize where we are right now, and from that place of acceptance, we can take empowered action. Mindfulness can also transform our relationships. When we are present with others, we listen more deeply and engage more authentically. Instead of worrying about what to say next or how the other person might react, we can focus on the conversation at hand. This fosters genuine connections and mutual respect, allowing us to maintain our personal power while sharing space with others. Let's look at a simple example. Consider a conversation with a friend who is going through a tough time. If you are distracted or preoccupied with your own worries, you might miss the chance to support them effectively. But when you are fully present, you can listen with empathy and respond with compassion. This not only helps your friend feel seen and heard, but also reinforces your own sense of strength and purpose. To cultivate present moment awareness, we can start with small, daily practices. Take a few moments each day to simply breathe. Focus on the sensation of your breath entering and leaving your body. Notice how your chest rises and falls, how the air feels cool as you inhale and warm as you exhale. This simple practice can anchor you in the present and create a sense of calm amidst chaos. Another technique is to practice mindful eating. When you eat, try to eliminate distractions. Turn off your phone and focus on your food. Notice the colors, textures, and flavors. Chew slowly and savor each bite. This practice not only enhances your enjoyment of food, but also helps you reconnect with your body and your senses, empowering you in the moment. As we learn to be more present, we begin to notice how often we allow distractions to pull us away from our power. Social media, news cycles, and the opinions of others can cloud our judgment and drain our energy. By consciously choosing when and how to engage with these distractions, we can preserve our personal power and make choices that align with our true selves. Mindfulness also extends to our emotions. Instead of pushing away negative feelings or becoming overwhelmed by them, we can acknowledge them without judgment. It's okay to feel sadness, anger, or fear. These emotions are part of the human experience. By recognizing them and allowing ourselves to feel them fully, we can release their grip over us. This acceptance brings us back to our center, where our true power resides. Furthermore, being present helps us align with our values. When we know what truly matters to us, we can make decisions that reflect those values. This alignment reinforces our sense of agency, reminding us that we are in control of our lives. Instead of allowing external circumstances or the opinions of others to sway us, we can stay grounded in what we believe and who we are. As we continue to practice present moment awareness, we develop resilience. Life will always present challenges, but when we are anchored in the now, we can face those challenges with clarity and strength. We learn to see difficulties as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles that drain our power. In essence, the practice of mindfulness is a journey. It requires patience and commitment, but the rewards are profound. Each moment spent in awareness is a step toward reclaiming your power and living authentically. Embrace the present, and you will find a wellspring of strength within yourself. In conclusion, the power of present moment awareness is a transformative force in our lives. By practicing mindfulness, we learn to live fully and authentically, reclaiming the power we may have given away to others. So, take a deep breath, ground yourself in the now, and remember, your power lies in this moment. Embrace it fully. Conclusion: living authentically and fully empowered. As we come to the end of our journey together, let's reflect on what we've learned about not giving our powers to others. Throughout our exploration, we've discovered that true empowerment comes from within. It's about recognizing our own worth and not letting external opinions dictate our choices. Life is filled with challenges, but each obstacle is an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. In Buddhism, the idea of impermanence teaches us that nothing is fixed. Our emotions, situations, and even the opinions of others can change. When we understand this, we become less attached to how others see us. This detachment is liberating. It allows us to define our own identities and make choices that align with our true selves, not just what others expect of us. Empowerment also comes from mindfulness. Being present in the moment helps us notice when we're about to give away our power. For example, if someone makes a critical comment, we can pause and ask ourselves, is this true for me? Or do I need to absorb this negativity? This simple practice of self-reflection gives us the strength to choose how we respond rather than react impulsively. Let's revisit the metaphor of the restaurant. Imagine you're there again, faced with a menu. This time, instead of feeling pressured, you take a moment to connect with your cravings and desires. You know what you want, and you order it confidently. This represents a shift in mindset, a commitment to honoring your choices and preferences, even in the smallest moments. In our daily lives, we often seek validation from others. But remember, you are your own greatest advocate. When you feel self-doubt creeping in, take a deep breath. Ground yourself in the present. Remind yourself of your values, your passions, and your dreams. This practice strengthens your resolve and keeps you anchored. Compassion also plays a vital role in reclaiming your power. When we extend kindness to ourselves, we create a safe space to grow. It's easy to criticize ourselves for past mistakes or choices, but self-compassion allows us to learn and move forward. In moments of struggle, treat yourself as you would treat a dear friend, with understanding and support. Buddhism teaches us the importance of community, yet it's essential to find balance. Surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire you, but also remember that their opinions are not the final word on your life. When you feel the weight of external expectations, remind yourself of your own voice. Speak it, live it, and let it guide you. As we conclude, let's reflect on the power of choice. Every moment presents an opportunity to affirm your autonomy. Whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal aspirations, you hold the key to your destiny. Embrace the responsibility that comes with this power. It is a privilege to shape your own life. Remember, the journey doesn't end here. Each day brings new chances to practice what you've learned. Continue to cultivate mindfulness, compassion, and self-awareness. These are the tools that will support you as you navigate life's complexities. You are capable of living authentically, free from the weight of others' opinions. Embrace your uniqueness and let it shine. When you stand firm in your truth, you inspire others to do the same. This ripple effect can transform not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. As we part ways, carry this wisdom with you. Your power is yours alone. Don't give it away. Embrace it, nurture it, and let it guide you toward a life of authenticity and fulfillment. The path may be winding, but with each step, you grow stronger, more aware, and more empowered. Thank you for being part of this journey. May you continue to weave the fabric of your life with wisdom, strength, and love. Remember, every moment is a new opportunity to reclaim your power and live fully. The world is waiting for the unique light that only you can bring.